was fucking tweaking, man. It was this one option right here. I restarted my whole computer. You gotta be joking, man. It's literally because of this button right here. I don't know how the fuck I clicked. I don't even remember clicking that. That's dumb as fuck. Okay, let me. Gotta get this refrag shit started up again. 90 G5. Okay. And if you don't know, by now, I'm eating tuna, okay? That's why I'm making this fucking face. God, bro, this tastes so bad. Alright. Like I said, Forest versus Sprout and Overpass. I'm on the wrong display. How about sneeze? How about sneeze? Yo, thank you for subscribing. What the fuck? I can't sneeze, dude. Oh my god. Where's my console at? Why can't I open? What's going on, Happy Aimer? Why the fuck couldn't I sneeze? Oh. Okay. Look at. Forest versus Sprout and Overpass. Yo, thank you for the follow. No, Miss Hee. Can you send me all your strats on all? No. No, I cannot. Bro, that shit took me years to add up. You think I'm just gonna give that shit away for free? Give me some head first. Alright, look it. It's so fucking loud. Alright. You'll buy my strats. I'm not playing you in League next week. Please don't give me. Please don't give you it? Bro, there's no reason to buy my strats, dude. I literally steal all this shit from pro teams. Just watch demos. No, we're not looking for anyone right now on the team. Alright, look at. Let me swallow this tuna real quick. God, so nasty. Hey, look at. Bro, I'm eating tuna because I'm cutting weight right now, and I need literally just protein. I have like 600 calories left in my day to stay at a deficit, so tuna's like the only lean meat I can find in my house. Okay, this is Forest versus Sprout on Overpass, and I was gonna say, if you ever are going to hit B early, like a early B exec or something, B pop, whatever it is, you need a mask presence. See Con? Here? And then also Con. Like, good teams are gonna nade the door and they're gonna see that no one's here, and then also they're gonna like molly mouth to see if there's any presence. And if you don't smoke this, if you don't smoke the con molly, those are both indicators. Yo, thanks for the follow, Strovy. Those are both indicators that you're not here and you're like grouped towards B. That's why people do that. That's why they nade the door. That's why they molly this. So, as a T, you need to be smoking this. Either you smoke it from spawn, you can do this. That'll extinguish the molly. I will say this though, this can be a tell that you're throwing this from spawn, because I play A, CT side, and I'll hear people throw that smoke and just know they're faking presence. But it won't be a tell if you condition throwing this. So like, let's say, you know, T side, you have one guy just come here to default solo. If you have a teammate throw the smoke, now he can save his smoke to continue the default and not waste his just on the molly. You basically like smoke this off for the guy, and then he can just keep on defaulting with his smoke. So unless you're doing that, then the smoke isn't a tell. But if you just randomly do it once and a half, like, it's a tell that you're probably grouping B. And then to smoke con without going con, just come to the ladder right here, find the grate, and then find the wall, and then just go in between the two, and then go up like right here and jump through. The smoke's pretty forgiving, so. Oh, never mind, I fucking lied to you. Alright, look at. Go the. I don't throw the smoke, so you go to the ladder right here, go between the grate, go the wall, and then come up like up to like right here, and then jump through. And this will smoke off the condor. That right there. And that just like hides your presence if they do in the door. So you throw these two smokes, then you group B, and then now you can go for like a B exec and still mask your presence. They don't know that you're grouped up. Alright, that's one of the notes I had here. continue. Good A setups with op and rifle and just 2 rifles. CT side. Site setups or what? Or like map setups? Yeah, this is one thing I saw too. During this game with Fours and Sprout. I believe it was the Sprout Opper. Hold on a second. Why don't I see that chat? Site and map. Why isn't that chat? Oh, it did show up. Okay, I'm tweaking. Site and map. I'll show you in a second. One of the oppers, I believe this was one of the Sprout oppers. He came out. Let me get a fucking op first. Yeah, I saw this in the game versus Fours versus Sprout, and I believe it was the Sprout opper. He came out T-Con and instantly posted on this angle right here, and it was to pick the guy who throws this HE. I missed the HE, but there's an HE you could throw here to nade deep con. But you can go for a pick on this guy if he's always throwing every round if you just come here and post on the angle. And I saw, yeah, I forgot who the opera is on Sprout, but he did that and he got the kill off of it. So if you notice that the CTs are always on the HE, there's a way to punish this guy. He's not invulnerable. You can go for the pick on them. You just have to come out C console or risky and you just post on this angle right here. You'll see his head. Wow, so now we sneezing. Personally, I ain't gonna say. Shout out Pablo. Ayo, say that last part again. Wait, what last part? Honestly, dude, fuck tuna. I eat it all the time, but fuck tuna. It's so disgusting. All right, op and rifle setups. There's a decent one long. That's like a fall off setup. You have a rifle just crouch right here, and then the op posts off his contact. He takes a shot, and then he comes here and just boosts up on this guy, and he has a chance to get like another shot on the CTs coming out because no one expects that. They just they see the op fall, so they're like, "Oh, I'm running up," and then boom, you stand up and you just take a shot on that guy. That's another good like op rifle setup. How old am I? 21. Another good op rifle setup. You can do some shit like this. Like the op comes back of a party to post on playground, and then you could have the rifle come out and like come out T-Con, and he's safe because like the op's holding his playground. This is more of like an aggressive forward type setup. I mean con too. You could always double con with an op. Op goes for the pick. If he gets it, the rifle just pushes through and the op leaves. That's something we do as well. Why are you not going to Davenport and playing there? I originally was supposed to actually. I remember like when they were first starting that team, I was like in talks with them, and then they hit me with that fucking. I was told I could join the main roster, you know, and then they were like, when I was getting around to talking to them, they're like, oh yeah, we want you for JV, and I was like, okay, dude, I'm not about to move out of my house to go play JVCS. That's lame as shit. So that's what happened. That's why I'm not playing for Davenport. Plus, when I was in school, they didn't have any of the degrees that I wanted there because I was going for kinesiology. Because I wanted to be like physical therapist or personal trainer or something. And they didn't have anything related to kinesiology at all. What is Maine? That's the league for ESCA that we play in. Oh. Watch this. Watch this shit, dude. Put a bot here. You get a bot here. Do we have easy matchups? I don't know. I haven't looked at the other teams that we're playing yet. Alright, look at this. There's some shit I saw Fours do when they're coming out through T-Con. They're like fountain. To like peek the guy long to see if anyone's on the half wall. You can come here to the fountain, boost up on your teammate, like this, and then you can jump up to spot the guy. Oh fuck, hold on, he's in the wrong spot. Come here. I believe it's right here. What the fuck? Oh, there it is. So yeah, if you're a fountain, right, and you want to like kind of like half-ass clear long, just to, like the CTs are opping, you can have your teammate go on the fountain. You guys boost up. Let me just jump up on his side real quick. Damn. You boost up on your teammate here. You get the opera to jump up. He jumps. You can see the guy, the opera half full. From jumping fountain, you can go for a wall bang here. So if you spot the guy, right, you see him right there. You just line up. And you go for a headshot or something. It only did 28. I think I hit his body. Let me go back. I think if you line up correctly, it should be a little bit more than that. Is that a headshot? Yeah, I think I am headshotting him. I thought you'd be able to kill this guy. Hold on, let me turn on the bot glow. I'll make sure I get a headshot. Oh, there we go. Okay. So yeah, if you're in this position and you spot his head, you have to hit him in the head. If not, it's only gonna do 23 damage. If you hit a headshot, it will kill him. 115 damage right there. So that's a way to punish the opper playing on the half full. Really appreciate your videos. Those are awesome. Makes you clever. And hell yeah, bro. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So this is another thing. Here, let me switch. Let me get an AK. Let me switch teams actually. So one thing I see happen a lot, like on overpass, is like they'll have a. Get rid of these fucking grenades. One thing I've been seeing like a lot on overpass is teams just like leaving one player to like util dump, like fountain, show presence, and then he just comes long bath, and he just solos here, and he just pretty much just plays to the death. And I believe the reason for this is just because like you have so much information playing in long bath. You can hear people party. You know, you spot bathroom. You can make sure they don't come up long. Like as long as this guy's alive, A is pretty much safe because it's pretty rare that teams just come up through sands and you know, hit A site like this way. So like just islanding in this position, that's what I call it, like islanding. If you're islanding in this position and you get a kill and you want to dip, if you have a smoke still, if you just drop the smoke out here, it gives you runaway options. And I forgot who I saw do this, but he jumped up like instead of, oh yeah, I'm fucking stuttering right now. After you throw the smoke, instead of just running away and just like dipping, which you can do, it's safe. If you jump up on the half wall, you'll have a one way to peek anyone long if the smoke's still down here. You jump up here, you have a one with these guys. So that's a way to escape if you throw the smoke. But yeah, a lot of people when they're soloing A, they'll just like they'll throw the T-con molly, they'll throw some like party smoke, HE, and then they just util dump and then just play long bath, and then you just keep 4 people towards B. And this guy solos and he just has a lot of information. And as long as he's alive, you're pretty much safe playing 4 people B. And then, you know, if they do come up through sands and hit A, you get a guy in the fast flank and you got 4 fast rotates. Like, so that's the long bath position is like really powerful CT side. Do you have any tips for getting out of main? I've been stuck for a while and won't ever get advanced. My main team only beats teams that are OSA. Yeah, I mean, dude, like vague questions like that, I don't have an answer. Like, because you're asking something super general. If you had something specific, I could give you an answer. But yeah, like Aurora, when he says get better, that's like pretty much the answer. Like, you just have to get better. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. If you're stuck main, like just find ways to improve. I don't know why you're stuck main. You know why you're stuck main. I mean, you have to just sit with yourself and think about what you can work on and actually like think about that shit. Put time into it. Don't let these iron players put you down. There's a really cool flash you can throw off hedge to flash the back. Yeah, bro, I have a video on this right here. You can swing with it, and it doesn't blind you. I believe, yeah, I did make a video of this. Map cross. You know what the protocol is when someone's down con and pushing long, also guy in water and long bathroom at the same time? What? You gotta give me like sides, bro. You can't just say someone. Yeah, I don't know how to answer that question. Let me see. Oh yeah, this is one thing you can do for like fast map control takes. Like instead of just doing like a fast bath where like you run through, you know, fountain this way, you could do like a fast party, which is where you run through playground to party and you just peek the guy really quickly. And a way to do this like pretty successfully is while you're rushing, you have one guy molly out party. So by mollying this out like instantly, you flush out any CTs from being able to play this position. And then on top of it too, like it forces them in the open for like these fights playground. And then because these guys are coming out so fast, they can peek behind the molly as a one way to peek any oppers, divider, or like in bath or divider in these positions. And you'll have like a one way to peek them. So like a way you can throw this molly, you come near to the white of the generator thingy, aim at this dot, and then you run left click throw as soon as you exit, like your crosshair hits down here. So it's like this, left click throw. That'll molly out party. It'll flush anyone out in the open, and then if no one's here, you can run it up and then peek these two positions without having to worry about getting op picked, because now you have a one-way molly you can peek behind. So fast party, you guys run it up, someone throws that molly, you can flash hedge for them, flash party for them, whatever works. And then yeah, that's a way to do fast party control and like still get control of this too as well, not just fountain and party. Do you have any good eco rounds? For what side? You gotta give me sides, dude. You can't just left or right Twix? I don't eat Twix. Probably right. Any tips for getting graffiti control as a CT? Don't you have graffiti? You literally start with graffiti. What are you talking about? CT and T for eco rounds. I mean, CT side, you can go for like a bathroom stack. No, there's not really that many things you can do. Nade stack. You have 3 guys holding HEs here when they come out monster, and you have 2 guys here boosted, just watching the walkout off this guy's contact you HE. That's like a CT side eco round strat. Another one you can do, T side, everyone, you just get 3 HEs. You go for the boost or the nade stack on the guy boosts. Off the kill, you just run out, hit B, because there's just one less guy there. My team usually, you lose graffiti. Yeah, if you don't lose B site, you don't lose graffiti. Graffiti's not like a desired piece, like graffiti's not a contested piece of map control. It's just something you have. So if you have trouble having graffiti, you're just bad at holding B. That's like pretty much it. Teammate Robbie misses the short molly sometimes, so we get stuck graffiti. Huh? Stay on A or stack. Hey, on my IM team, should we stay on A or stack 4? Bro, what are these questions, dude? I don't know what you're asking. I don't know what you're asking, dude. All right, let me see. Yo, did you see that video? The Nart made that video today where like you can molly out the graffiti. Rotate right here. Oh, that's not it. Right here. It's an infinite molly. And mollies out the graffiti rotate for like an execute. I found another lineup for this. So like if you want to be closer, I just found like a pretty similar lineup. You just come in this corner right here. Aim at the dot. This one right here. Jump throw. This will smoke off dumpster. Like that. And then if you aim right here, I believe. Jump throw. Should be the same molly. Wait. Was it here? Oh yeah, it was here. Yeah, the same magic molly is from this position as well. So you just aim right here at the like the leaf that comes up, and then you left right jump throw. Damn, it's missing right now. Is it more to the left? Why is it missing so bad? There we go. Yeah, the way to combo it, you just come to this corner, you throw that smoke that I showed. I found this whole util set right here. And then you aim like underneath it a little bit, and it should land correctly right here. Left, right, jump throw. Like at the end of this leaf. Like this. And then that'll molly out any of the rotates from B site to A. Thorin tweeted about me? Wait, what? Did he actually? What is it? Doesn't he have like 3 O's? Why am I blocked? What the fuck? Wait, why am I blocked by Thorin? Dude, what the fuck? Yeah, it hits it right above the bush. You have any tips to get out of level 5? I have 4,000 match. I think my aim is advanced. Alright, you're just trolling, bro. I have a question for you on CG. How do you deal with the team that splits A through long and mid con? Just give up mid control or play some weird setup in bathroom? If they split, or are they like pack defaulting towards A? Is that what you're asking? Do you guys practice any protocols for comms? Not yet. There's some things that we've like tried to drill in, like just counting util and stuff, but we I got the pro, since I'm like partner with Refrag, we have like the pro tier package, so we have the stuff that like here you can literally see if you join the Discord. See how like Liquid, Fnatic, like they have their channels and stuff. I got mine right here. This is for like it basically records your comms, and then you can watch the demo. You can watch the demo back, and then it has your comms synced perfectly to the demo. We haven't used it yet, but that's something we can start doing for our comms. I don't know what my audio settings are. What the buys are they? You could fight for picks with util or playbacks. See if they're just kind of grouping up on us. Yeah, if they're just grouping up on A, I mean, like, are they like, oh fuck, hold on. Yo, did Thorn actually tweet about me, and why am I blocked? Why am I blocked by Thorn? I don't think I've ever said anything to him. No, it's not a Discord plugin that does that. It costs $1,000 a month for Refrag. Refrag's the only team that does, or the only thing that does that. But I got it for part of my deal. If they're just grouping up, I mean, you can go for like re-aggression water. If you know that they're packed up towards A, you should re-aggress water, take this control, take the fight on the one guy here, or push monster. Yeah, find out if he tweeted about it. Why the fuck am I blocked by Thorin? Does he just block everyone? All right, let me see. He has an auto block bot for people. What? That is lame as fuck. I didn't even have no beef with him. I think he said some dumb things, but any tips for taking con, getting laid on? Yeah, you gotta have some risk for that. All right, look at this is one thing I had written down. So a lot of people, like, well, this is something I used to do too when I IGL. I'd only use contacts like to hit a site, but there's like, you can always just send someone up to like contact and just go for a pick. And I used to always just think like, oh damn, that's so puggy. That's like, it's not strategic. You know, that's not smart. CS, whatever. That's some dumb shit. I used to think that was like not smart, but it's like it's actually valid as fuck to like send one person out monster to go for a pick on the barrels player, and you don't even need everyone here. If you just like split default 2-1-2, you have one guy walk it up. This guy mollies barrel for him. When this molly lands, he just peeks off it, tries to get the kill on the guy leaving. If the guy smokes it, now you baited out util, and then he could just nade and fall away. It's like it's a nice little like pick type of play. I call these contact picks. You just walk up, look for a pick, and just fall off. It seems puggy, but you know, there's a time and place for everything in Counter-Strike, and that's something I used to always write off for whatever reason. It's more likely to be blocked by Thorn than not to be blocked. Endgame CS auto settings. Right there. I don't know if they're good or not. Inferno strats? No. How do you default water control? Well, so I assume when you say default, you think of just like, how do I do it every round? There's several ways to take water, and it's all about which one you start with, and then you play off of that. So you could always just contact water late round. You could always condition the, you know, the usual util. You molly out the cat area right here, and then you could like come here, smoke the molly, their molly to extinguish that, show presence. You can like condition presence. You could do it fast. You throw this and people go with it. You flash over. There's another way. You just do the same molly and then you just flash and have people run out through con, and then the people con and they'll just smoke off top con here. This is like fast con to water. This is another way to take water control. There's not one way to take water. It's usually you should have several ways to take water and then switch it up depending on like the team that you're playing. And then you play off of that. So like you don't do water control one way. Like when you say like, I'm assuming that's what you think you're saying. I could be completely wrong though, but I hear a lot of people at lower levels just be like, oh, that's our default. And it's like when they refer to default, they just refer to as one way of playing. Your default is like how you're playing for that half pretty much, or for the next 6 rounds. That's how you're playing it. So your default could be contacting water. Your default could be late taking water by throwing the molly late. You know, like coming here, throwing this shit, and then flashing your teammates in, stuff like that. It's all about like, oh, that missed. It's all about like how you start off with it, and then you just like, you play off of that. So then you could like, you know, you condition faking water control with the molly and the smoke. And then one round, you play off of it. Now you actually go with it because they haven't been respecting it. And then you punish them for that. You know, like it's, like, you see what I'm saying? You didn't see anything about me? Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, why would he even tweet about me? Let me see. If you're doing an A take, is it a good idea to lurk water cover rotates? I mean, it's all situational. So I guess like with lurking, before you go to lurk, if you see that your teammates have the firepower and numbers to like take the site, then yeah, probably. Or another way to do it too is if they don't have the firepower and numbers to take the site, they could throw like what I would call like a slow execute, where they throw the util and they don't commit and just run in right away. Like they'll throw the smokes, they'll throw the mollies, flash, and then you just take your time taking these fights because you don't want to commit and you have a lurk to cut off the rotate. So you're pretty much hoping that off this execute, showing all this presence, all this util, and even showing yourself here to take the fights, that like the CTs are gonna like respect it and start rotating, and this guy can like maybe make a play to flank them or kill them as they rotate through water. That's something you can do as well. So like lurking is really based off of like playing around your team. Even though you are solo, it has like everything to do with playing around your team. Like if your team is if they want to commit and they don't have the util for it, then you probably don't want to lurk. But they like, if they want to come, you see, I feel like I'm starting so bad right now. Yeah, like if they want to commit and they don't have like the util manpower for it, you probably shouldn't lurk. You should probably just go with them. But if they, in the same situation, they could also throw this. They just have to be playing off of you and taking it slow in the same way. So if they don't have the util manpower for it, they just do it slow and they play off of your information and your whatever the fuck you're doing down there. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like you guys have to be connected, team and lurker. Like a good like a time that's like pretty much always yes is if you have the manpower and the util to take the site and you don't need one extra person, then yeah, that guy can go ahead and lurk and just cut off the rotates and secure the round. But if he's gonna lurk when you're low util and low manpower, then these guys have to play correctly around the lurk and they have to just do a slow execute. Hey, thanks for the tips, Ross. See you and Lisa. Oh, we playing you? All right, have a good night and good luck. I mean, appreciate that, bro. This dude just angry though. This man's starting all the beef. Who? SP. I don't know what that means. Your lurker needs to be starting your class if your team environment. Make sure that he's getting it from making that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot of NA lurks are literally just baiters. Like your lurks literally need to be your secondary colors. Who's the worst player on my team? I'm not answering that question. I see what you're saying. Your teammates are setting you up to get the win in order. Exactly. Yeah. So that's your teammates playing off the lurk. That's what I call like a slow execute with a lurk. You can do this on Banana or on Inferno too. You know, where you just like throw a slow execute on B site, and if you have someone across the whole map, the people executing just know that they just need to know that they can't commit and they can't just run in. It's not a normal execute where you throw the shit and you fucking start booking it up and you're trying to catch the flash timings. No, you're taking your time and you're playing off your lurk. And it's like a really convincing fake too because voice crack. It's a really convincing fake too because the people are gonna see all these smokes like it looks like a normal execute and they see the people peeking them too, like 3 or 4 people, but they're not committing. They're just taking their time. They're doing that slow execute. My in-game name is Canis Rufus. We play you next week. What, Sunday? God, it's so fucking disgusting. You guys the one we play Sunday? I've only been playing since season 22, and I just got main this season. How many seasons is it right now? On overpass, does your opera react when your opponents smoke toilets and try to split con? I watched a game where he should have flashed above con for you, but he just stayed in the... My opera? There's not much he can do. If we're running our 8, that's what we call ATK. Op is long, and then we have me con. If they smoke him off, there's really not much. I can go for the fights here, and then usually it's up to my B players to help me out. They got to retake water, because if we don't have water control and I'm in con and we don't have party control either, then I'm stuck, and that's what we call it. We have a evac call. If I say like, yo, evac, that means that it's time for them to retake water so I can get out of con, because I'm about to get pinched. But yeah, that's not up to the opera to support me there. How do you win pugs when you're playing a heavy core map such as Nuclear? Bro, you just gotta hope for the best, man. Unless you're queuing with teammates, like, there's no point in even trying to like stress about randoms, because it's all RNG. So just play for yourself. Seems like you don't have a robot like reacts to enemy util mag control, but don't you think it makes more sense for him to start divider instead of toilets? I mean, he could, yeah. It's not a bad idea to start here. But the part of the setup is him, like, you know, holding this angle and then also watching long. And now we have, like, it's just a different setup. It's not that one's better or one's worse. It's just a different setup. Him playing this position means that he has information on long, and now I have information on party, and both of us together lock down all of A site. I also have information on con as well. So that's the point of this setup. Yeah, playing divider is not bad. It's just a different setup. On CT Vertigo, when fighting for a ramp, you think smoke and 2 flash enough to fight for, or you need Molly HE? CT side or T side? Oh, CT. Smoke and 2. It depends, dude. I'm telling you, like, you need to have like there's not like one way to take map control. That's what I think. That's what I think NA gets wrong a lot too. Is just like thinking of just like. I mean, you said that you have to have different map control takes. That's all it is. Scrim? If your team's decent, yeah, I'm down to scrim. So EUE, don't try to maintain both con and long toilets. We take either con or long toilets, then rotate. Okay. But yeah, so yeah, you're saying like smoke and flashes. It can be if you're like I've talked about this before. It's like it's what I call like iffy setups. Like there's setup like I have setups where it's like the plan is to just so I call it iffy setup is just to like fill it out. So like a setup like this, yeah, it would be enough. So you come here, you smoke ramp, and then you have flashes, and then this guy just comes here, he peeks rebar. If they're here, he just leaves. If they're not here, then boom, you got ramp control for cheap as fuck. So yeah, it depends on your take, because a smoke and 2 flashes is perfect for this iffy setup, but it's not a heavy util take. It's not a hard commit to taking ramp control. It's what I call an iffy setup. You just come here, fill it out, and you have a chance of taking it for free. This works really well against like pack teams or passive teams, because like if it's a pack team, and let's say they 4-1 everywhere they go, 50% of the time, like let's say that, well, not exactly 50% of the time, but if you run 2 iffy setups if you run an iffy setup on A and an iffy setup on B against a pack team, one of you guys is going to take the map control for free because they're packed up. They're not ramp and, you know, B site with 2-1-2 or, you know, 3-2 split, whatever the fuck it is with numbers. It's like they're packed up, so one of you guys is going to get the map control. That's what I call like iffy setups. You see what I'm saying? It's just like you need to have setups with like different plans in mind. Like you need to have your commit setups so you commit to trying to fight ramp control. That like you're like, no matter what, we're fighting this, we're gonna take ramp control. And you have your setups where you like you fill it out, stuff like that. That's how I sort it out. I don't really sort off like, oh, we need to take ramp control all the time, because you don't need to. That's how I do it with every map. Every map we have our iffy setups, we have our heavy setups, we have our like, you know, commit setups with 3 people, and then like I said, the heavy ones is where you have like 4 people. It's like a stack. You gotta have different setups for everything. I noticed a lot of my old teams wouldn't enable the opera though enough, and that opera could just go crazy as they wanted. Those contact fights Oh, is your opera more aggressive? If so, you can set up some bait and switch combos. Yeah, honestly, Rob's a dude. Rob makes some crazy plays, dude. Or he'll just like, I don't know, man. He just goes for like these repeaks and it just always works. He's pretty aggressive. Let's not opera enough in that. Yeah, yeah. If the opera actually knows how to op, he can do a lot of damage CT side. I feel in Vertigo it's not a hard default CT side. Feeling out the T side and moving around the CTs accordingly. Vertigo, it's not a hard default CT side. You're feeling out the T side. Yeah, it's really not. It all depends on how you're playing, but yeah. Tell the dude to practice, Headbeamer. What's your go-to anti-rush up for A ramp? It's more of a reaction, not like a setup play. But if they rush, you just throw this smoke, and if you have someone sandbags, it works out really well because you can come behind it and like play the one ways here. So that like this is what we call our liquid setup, where you have one guy purposely go sandbag, one guy go rebar or crane. He goes for the rebar pick. If they rush, he falls back. Yo, thanks for the follow. He falls back, smokes here. Now this player can come out and take the fights at the one way. Also, off that guy's contact, this player's holding a molly. If they smoke top ramp, you know, to cut off information, this guy here can molly deep behind the smoke. If they rush, he can just molly here, or just like molly like right here to stop the rush. You could also HE as well. It's like one guy sandbags, one guy here, off the information of it's a rush, fall off, throw him the one way. This guy can come out, and then after he comes out, because it's a one way, these guys the T's have to respect the smoke. Even if you don't have a guy behind sandbags and you're getting rushed down, crane. If you throw the smoke, the T's have to respect it because it's a threat of a one way. Like this shit is dangerous as fuck, especially if someone's on site throwing flashes for this guy to peek out of the smoke. So the T's are gonna respect the smoke and they're not gonna peek. And then while they're sitting here respecting the smoke, not peeking you, the guy who just fell off a crane comes here, and then he just nades the guys. He just nades them sitting there because they're all grouped up sandbags waiting out the smoke. See what I'm saying? My team's playing FOIP next. Oh really? He quit our team. He's a coach for the little box. I tried, but he's addicted to Tremolo. This is he mentions it. A ramp flash for a peek? Yeah, you just go here and you just peek rebar. Don't peek deep. You just peek this because you'll catch people coming up and jumping up here before the smoke blooms, and you won't have to worry about getting picked from the opper. If you flash and just peek rebar, it's something you should honestly do like literally every round. Literally every round, you just peek this. It's like you get so much information for it too. Yeah, I saw your video about that one way. Been using. Yeah, it's really sick, isn't it? On my team, I throw that one way and get behind it and hold side haul. Hold side haul. Here? Okay, that makes sense. Why not peek deep? Because there's a good chance an opper's posted on crane or here. People get punished for peeking that too much. No, ramp is not smoked. By the time you flash and peek this, the ramp smoke is still landing. If you have best spawn. If you don't have best spawn, you shouldn't be peeking this to begin with. But yeah, the ramp smoke's still landing. Behind the rail. Something like this. I don't know what you're talking about. Good thing about Vertigo. The next demo was OG when they were playing Vertigo. Okay, later, bro. August says that I'm gonna go cuckoo bonkers. The 6th? That's today's Thursday. Was it like Tuesday or Wednesday? I'm not sure when the next matches are scheduled, but yeah, bro. That'd be cool. Cool game. We play even deeper. You were right. What, this here? Somehow? That angle? Do I demo reviews on stream? I haven't, no. I could, but it depends. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of doing like viewer demo reviews. Cause I want to learn stuff too. So like if I were to do a demo review on stream, I'd probably end up like watching a pro match or something, but I usually don't demo review anyways because I already do demo reviewing early in the day and that shit's draining as fuck. I don't know, it's just kind of like annoying. So it like if I get enough money, you know, YouTube starts paying more and I get partnered on Twitch and I'm able to quit my job, then yeah, I'd have way more time to stream and do like viewer demo reviews and just a lot more streams in general, like where I'm just like teaching stuff. But as of now, no, I don't really do demo reviews on stream because I really don't have time for it and it's just kind of draining. Stream 20%. All right, man. Tuesday? All right, well, we play you Tuesday then. You on the same team as who was that in the chat earlier? Penny? Is it you two on the same team? I think we'd be playing you, all right? All right, look at it. Wow. Future Launders upgrade? Yeah, bro. If I'm able to quit, I can start doing what he's doing. Another day, another demo. All right, talk about that. Oh, you don't know who that is? Okay. Yeah, he was saying some shit like he's gonna play me next week too, so. Oh, I'm looking through my notes right now. That's why I'm quiet. I'm seeing what I should talk about. All right, bro. Peace out, Kronos. Oh, he is your teammate. Okay. No, I just don't know how to count. I learned that shit yesterday. Said the line. Oh, another day, another demo. Yeah, I haven't watched Launders in a minute. I'm not gonna lie. I probably should though, right? I just feel like I learn more when I watch demos myself versus watching someone else because they're gonna be looking for different things. And I could focus on what I need to learn, you know? Oh, one thing. So your CT side, Vertigo. One thing you can do to like just make it a little bit more dynamic with your CT sides. Usually people have like two dedicated A players, and you have like the guy who's like the mid player, elevator type player. He's the one that always throws the ramp smoke. If you want, like, if the T's are just constantly taking mid on you early or whatever, and you want to fight for mid control, have your two A players, the two Deddy A players, learn off spawn ramp smokes. So the mid player and one of the B rotators can just instantly come mid and double up here and go for like a tower mid or something where one guy's here, one guy's on top. Or, you know, like some type of like bait setup where like maybe this guy's hiding right here and then you got a guy holding right here. Some type of like heavy mid setup you can run. You can really only do this off spawn if the A players know their ramp smokes off of spawn. So learn these ramp smokes off of spawn. I guess I could show them real quick. Let me get rid of these bots here. So yeah, if you know all the ramp smokes, the two A players can just solo throw this on the fly, and they can still possibly get ramp control with only two people without third person supporting if the T's don't decide to take it. So I'll show the smokes real quick, but for the first one right here, spawn 5, you find this spool, and then you come to like the third bar up to the line right there. Just run forward, left click throw, boom, classic ramp smoke. Next one right here. This one, you go to the middle of the ladder down here. Run forward. Left click throw. Boom. Another ramp smoke. Third spawn right here. You find this like white spot. I believe it's this one right here, the left side. And then you run forward. Left click throw. Another ramp smoke. I think if you go in the middle. If you go in the middle, it's probably a lot safer of a smoke, just like right here. But it's pretty forgiving anywhere in this area for this spawn. This spawn right here is right here, I believe. No. Here. No. Here. I believe it's right here. Let's see. I haven't done these in a minute. Oh, what was that? Yeah, so fourth spawn. This, you know, you have the spawn if you just see the A, you just come to the end of the white line right here. And then the last one right here. Spawn 2. What the fuck? You just aim right here at the end of this pole right here. Run forward. Left click throw. Boom. Last ramp smoke. So all the ones with the spawns, the easiest way to remember, if you're at the last spawn, you're just aiming at the pole. If you're at this one, aim at the white beams right here, the bottom left, the white beam right here. This spawn, you aim at the white beam right in the middle. This spawn, you aim at the bottom of the ladder. This spawn, you aim at the spool. Finally, I fucking sneezed, dude. Yeah, last spawn, you just find the spool, aim at the bar. Third bar right there. They peeping him to get operas I don't know about. He's a good player scout, in my opinion. Peep their demos. Who? Oh, Launders. What's a good eco setup if you lose CT pistol? CT side, if you're like, what, you're forcing? You can go for like some type of like second ramp stack. I call this sometimes. You have one guy sandbags. He's watching the walk up right here. And then, oh, usually, actually, hold on. This is wrong. No, this is right. He watches the walk up. You have one guy here playing anti-flash close off the sandbags guy's contact. He can come and swing fight ramp with them. And then you have one guy here watching the boost. And then you have one guy in yellow watching, in secret watching yellow walkout. So all these guys here can just focus, can just put all their energy into focusing ramp control. If the T's walk up, they peek the guy's sandbags. This guy close can peek. If the T's come up here and peek this guy off of the jumping up sandbags, literally everyone can fight him. This guy can swing and fight him. And also this guy can also just peek out and fight him as well. And this guy's also going to be fighting him too. So it's like a second ramp stack. So that's one way you can do it. I run that one a lot. Those back two spawns are hard to remember. Yeah, they are. So just know if you have the one closest, the A is going to be wide in the open and that you're aiming at the bar. If you have this one, the A is going to be closed off. It's just the A, and then you aim at the white. What's your favorite rank? Just kind of curious if you just focus on scrims and network from there, or pugged and I focused just on scrims really and networked off of ESCA. I got a lot of, I'm not gonna lie, I posted videos so I can get on teams and stuff because my face rank's level 10. I'm like, like 2,000 something elo. I like never pug, so. But yeah, I got level 10 and I just stopped playing face because I'm like, oh, that's all I need. I just need level 10 just to help me join teams and stuff. But yeah, how I found teammates was through ESCA and then also posting videos because kind of like made me like low key clouded. Like it showed that I knew what I was talking about, you know. So more people were interested in joining my team. So if you're interested, like if your problem is finding teammates, bro, just start posting videos. Or if your problem is joining teams, do what I did because everyone, you know, that was one problem I realized is like as an IGL, like there's a lot of people who like LFT, IGL, you know, and there's not really a way to prove yourself as an IGL until like you're like like couple months into a team, you know, and you really get to establish your system. So like if you're trying to join a new team, how to prove yourself is just to have content so people can look through your channel and be like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's why I did it. That's literally why I first started posting videos. I'm like, I'm just gonna do it for myself because when I post videos and talk about stuff, it just seals it in my brain because I'm repeating it. And then also to join teams because people they can click on my YouTube channel and just see like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. He's made so many videos about tactics, strategy, and stuff like that, and it makes it a lot easier to join teams. On God, it does. Why don't I pug? I just don't have time for it. I don't have time for it at all. On weekends I do, but I try not to play on the weekends because it'll burn me out. Because I'm just every Monday through Friday is just Counter-Strike pretty much. Not just Counter-Strike, but the whole day is pretty much focused around it. I wake up, edit videos, aim train, go to the gym, go to work. While I'm at work, I watch demos, prep shit for that night's practice, come home, team practice, and then I have like 3 hours before I go to bed. 2-3 hours. So weekends I try not to play. And then during the weekdays I like never have time to play because I'm like practicing or prepping stuff or editing. So that's why I don't pug. Here, hold on, let me finish this note here. You know, miss sprint to a split. All right, how long do we practice each day? About like 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours ish. I'm writing where I left off in these notes here. Okay. I believe I had like some scripts I could talk about. Yeah, we usually practice when I get home from work. So depending on when that is, like 9 Central, sometimes like 7 Central. It's different because I work at a therapy place, so it's depending on the clients that show up. And we usually practice for like 2 hours. We'll do server time, a scrim or two, and then a demo review after, or a team discussion after, just to discuss things. All right, I think I had some notes here in my phone. Oh, let me see. All right, I guess I could talk about this. All right, so this is something. How many hours do I work a week? I work like 3 to 4 hours a day, Monday through Thursday. It's like a part-time job. So 12 to 16. But yeah, so this is what I was gonna talk about. Yeah, so okay. A lot of people, I know I was like one person that would do this a lot. I would conflate, is that a word? I don't know what the word is, but I would I would confuse like consuming new information with like actually learning. And I just had this like idea pretty much that like if you want to get better, you have to like constantly be practicing. I know I'll talk about this a lot, but I'm gonna lead this to something different. So like I had this idea that like you need to constantly be practicing, right? Like you need to constantly be aim training or constantly be demo reviewing. Like you have to constantly keep this on your mind. And what I realized recently is that like how beneficial time and silence is to improving everything, your mental health, like Counter Strike, just creating good habits, breaking bad habits, just literally like time and complete silence where you're with your own thoughts and you're like introspecting and stuff is literally like an essential in my life now, and it is a huge reason for my improvement in Counter Strike, like rapid improvement in Counter Strike, where I'll set time at the end of the day and even during the day of just appreciate the follow EBZ. I'll set time like at the end of the night, like a half hour, where I just don't. There's nothing, like no phone, nothing. It's literally I just sit in my basement. I sit on the couch and I just think. I just sit there and think, and I sit with my emotions. Whatever comes up, I express them. I feel them, because I grew up with like a really bad problem of like bottling up emotions and not expressing that stuff, and that just leads to addictions and what like really bad coping mechanisms, because you got to express that stuff. But like what's really beneficial about this is that when you have time to think, everything that you learn in that day, you just you think about it. It just comes to the top of your mind. You start thinking, and then that's the key to like sealing what you learn in a day in stone, is like just by thinking about it more. Like when you're in time and silence and you just decompress. Like when you're constantly learning new things, like that shit like stresses you out. And like the way what I realized is, okay, so like learning new things is kind of like a stressor. Like it's low key a stressor, because like you're training your brain trying to like learn this thing or whatever. It's a stressor to learn new things, and you only retain the things that you learn is if like you decompress after. It's like stress and recovery. And so like I set so much time, so many like periods in the day where it's just to decompressing and just chilling. Like on drives to the gym or drives home from work, I don't listen to music. I just sit there and just with my thoughts and just decompress, and just whatever comes up comes up. I set time to think. And this is like, bro, you don't know how many fucking like brilliant ideas I've had, or mentality shifts I've had, or like things I should add to the team. Like what's that called? An epiphany. How many epiphanies I've had daily since I started. Like I added this habit into like my day-to-day routine of just time and silence. Bro, I used to like I pretty much like around like 4 to 6 times a day I have like those holy shit thoughts, like daily, bro. It's daily, where I'm just constantly improving on stuff, and it all comes from the time and silence, where I'm alone just thinking with my thoughts. Like that shit is so beneficial. to improving at anything. Because I don't just play Counter-Strike. Like I'll play chess and I'll just think about stuff from chess, and like I'll have epiphanies about that. And working out, I'll have like epiphanies about some form issues, or like things I need to like work on, things I could add to my routine, my workout split and stuff. Just like all the mentality shifts too, like realizing like some toxic things I was doing, or some emotions will come up that I have had suppressed for a while. I get to express them, and I feel relief after. Like literally every substantial step of improvement has come from my time in silence, and it's such an essential part of my day-to-day routine now that I do it several times a day. Like I used to just be at night. I would just do like 30 minutes of just time in silence at night, and then I'd finish it with just meditation. I do it so often in the day, and it's so, dude, I'll wake up and then I'll do my editing nowadays, and then between editing and aim training, I'll go and lay down on my couch, and then I'll do Wim Hof breathing. I'll do like some meditation like that. And during that, I'm thinking too, like I'm just, time in silence, stuff will come up while during the meditation. Then I'm like, holy shit, that's crazy, crazy idea. And I'll write it down. And that's the other big thing I did too, was just journaling everything. Like I've had, because like my mind runs at like 1,000 miles per minute, dude. I'll just be driving. This used to happen all the time. I'll just be driving and like I'll get thoughts. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I should do that. And then I just never do it. And then I forget about it, and it just drifts away. And I realize like I had to catch and capture these thoughts, dude. I have to capture them. So like every time I get a thought about something I got to do, or something I could add to like the strat book, or something I could start doing differently when I default A site, or just anything, bro. Literally anything that I just come up with, I write everything down. And I have time and silence to think. And like literally everything, all my improvement comes from that. And on top of that too, is that when you do this, it's improved my sleep. Because I used to get pretty bad sleep where I just go to bed and my mind would be racing. And the reason why my mind would race while I'm sleeping is because I would not have any other time throughout the day just to think. So when you end up like finally just no distractions, no input into your brain, that's when your mind's going to start thinking, because you're made to think. Like I got this from Healthy Gamer, but he was saying like back in the day, you're on a farm and you're like picking berries and stuff. While you're doing that, you have so much time to think. Like humans were meant to just think, where you're just in silence, just doing mundane work, thinking. And nowadays it's so distracting with your phone, computers, TV, videos, TikTok, like all that shit just like bombards your brain and stresses you out. And you just need to have time and silence just to think and like decompress. And I've improved so quickly. My mental health has skyrocketed. I feel like a G. My confidence has improved. My anxiety is diminished. Like depression gone. Like, bro, I'm telling you, meditation, time in silence, and journaling is fucking key. It is literally key. I have 9 notebooks just from Counter-Strike demos alone. I have, notes on my phone. Like, I don't even know how to describe how long it is, but it's long as fuck. I'll have like different sections. I'll have CS notes on my phone, mental notes, chess notes, basketball notes, workout notes, video ideas. Like I just write everything down, and I have time to like capture these thoughts, and I basically farm them. I farm these thoughts in the time in silence. Like you see what I'm saying? Like the time in silence is like where you find those epiphanies and key revelations and things you're doing wrong or things you were doing right. That's when you can like positively reinforce yourself, tell yourself good job, stuff like that. Like I don't know, it's something I just realized I thought I'd just share. It's like you need to you need to do less than you think to actually improve at something. You need to like actually step away from it to actually improve faster. And just you need time and silence to improve. Like what's that Kanye bar? Time and silence is a luxury. Cussing at your baby mama, I guess that's why they call it custody. God got us, baby. God got the children. Devil run the playground. Cause you know what I'm saying though? Like time and silence is literally a luxury, dude. Like actually, like I don't know. All my epiphanies, all my key revelation moments come from time and silence. It's just beneficial overall. I improve so much faster, and then I feel so much better. Like, what do you have nothing to think about? That is cap. 100% you have something to think about. You're just suppressing it. 100% you have something to think about. You have suppressed emotions. You have stuff that happened throughout the day. And if you have nothing to think about, let's say you don't, nothing's coming to your mind, just meditate. Time and silence to meditate. Like, that's the thing is I used to I would aim train, whatever. I'd be grinding this, and then to decompress, I'd go on TikTok or YouTube and I just watch videos. And what's so bad about that is that that's not true relaxation. That's not true decompression. like when you're watching TikToks and stuff, like it feels relaxing, but it's not. It's just numbing. Like you're actually stimulating your brain even more, and you're not actually resting your mind. Like I was watching some healthy gamer video today. And he's talking about how like in between work, you should just pace around your room and think, and that's a good way to decompress and get back to your work, and like come back with a fresh mind. You feel better. You know, get some activity going. But the key fundamental within that is just time and silence. You know, time and silence to think. Like when you're constantly inputting, like stimulating your brain, you're not recovering, you're not resting. You're really not. Like if you're to like watch a whole demo, 2-3 demos, and then when you're finished, go watch TikToks and then go to sleep. Like you never had time to like just let your brain just fucking sit and let the information just seep in and just actually get like written down into your brain and retained. Like I think I don't know. I was thinking of like an analogy for this. Like, think of that if you went to an arcade, right? You went to an arcade and they change their tickets every day. They change their tickets every single day. And the only way it's one of those new arcades, right? The only way to use the tickets is to like go through the ticket machine and it counts all your tickets and you get your card and it's like, oh, you had 500 tickets. You can go to the cashier and cash out your 500 tickets. The only way to cash out the tickets is by getting that card. And the only way to get that card is by cashing out your tickets at the end of that day. Because let's say the arcade, they change their tickets every single day. This is how I made the analogy work. So if you're learning new things, that's you getting tickets. And then you have to put the tickets in the ticket machine. It takes a while for them to process all the tickets, right? You have to do that by the end of the day. If you don't, those tickets are worthless. You didn't get the card to cash in yet. And it takes time to process all those tickets. You see what I'm saying? So like that's like learning new information. If you learn new information, you have to have time in the day to process that new information. If you don't, you're going to lose it. You're not going to retain all of it. Does that make sense? Like if you're constantly stimulating your brain with new information, learning new things, you need time to process it. If you don't, you're going to lose that information. It's not going to stick. Let me look through the chat. But I think that's pretty much what I was going to say. Just how important time and silence is and how it's essential for improving life, mental health, Counter-Strike, everything. Bro, trust me, bro. It was life-changing. Life-changing. I swear to God. It's also a great time, you know, pray, read your Bible, all that good shit, dude. Like, I don't know, man. It's life-changing. Life-changing. Day and night of myself, of when I used to not have time and silence and just constantly be stimulating, and when I did have time and silence. And I realized if you struggle with time and silence, it's probably because you're trying to suppress some shit that's going to come up when you're in silence. Like for me, I know that like the time and silence got really hard for me after my grandma died. I would not want to go downstairs and just sit by myself because I would cry, bro. Like the shit was, you know, there was something I was trying to avoid, but like that's where the healing is. That's how you feel better, is by letting that shit out. Like when you're in silence, like that's how you process new information. That's how you process emotions. That's how you get rid of your anxieties. Like you deal with insecurities. Like, bro, that shit is key, bro. I'm telling you. So that's something I want to talk about. But yeah, let me look at the chat. Hold on. What's good, bro? I heard you say about the chess and CS. I did my best moves. I think personally in CS, there is always generally a best move in every situation. And it's viable to always go for it. No, I disagree. There's some situations, yes, so there is a best move, but not all situations. I've been doing that West Proto meditation after and before aim training. I've been doing it with cooking CS. What you mean? You just actually when you have time and silence, like the shit just comes to you. Like new ideas, epiphanies, just great things just come to you. It's crazy, and you just feel like, bro, I'm telling you. Which is one of the only things I disagree with from your videos. It says ideal just go for good moves or great moves. I disagree with it. There's obviously it's circumstantial. Sometimes there is a best move, sometimes there isn't, but most times there isn't. At least early round, there really isn't a best move. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I was gonna say like that shit literally just comes to you, bro. Like when you have that time and silence, like you don't have to try. I don't know, it's weird. And yeah, that's something I was gonna say too, is like the avoidance of that time and silence and the avoidance of like the actual stuff deep within you, your emotions, all that, like past traumas, whatever it is, insecurities. Like that's how you get over it. Like that's how you get over those issues. That's how, like, if you have fear of being a bad player, sitting with that fear is how you get rid of it, bro. Like actually addressing the emotions and addressing the problems is how you deal with them, instead of suppressing them and coping with them with TikTok, porn, vaping, all that shit, bro. You gotta cut that shit out. Even working out, dude. Working out can be toxic too. Like you gotta realize that there's coping mechanisms And what coping mechanisms are, that's what they are. They're to cope with something. They don't fix it though. It just medicates it. So working out is a healthy coping mechanism. It's still a coping mechanism though, and that's what I was doing wrong too. Is that I would just rely on working out and self improvement. That's also another coping mechanism where I'd rely on this stuff to make me feel better instead of actually addressing the real problems underneath. Death of my grandma, OCD, anxiety, insecurities, ADHD, like dealing with the actual real shit, bro. That's where I see all the improvement. All the improvement. I've been working out for 6 years. Shit never gave me confidence. You wanna know why? Because I was insecure. And you can never solve insecurity with something external. You only solve it by dealing with the actual insecurities and the emotions that got you to that point of feeling insecure. When you first felt insecure, like if you're called fat or skinny, dealing with when that first happened, dealing with that inner child within you. Like there's a lot of psychological shit that goes into this, bro. And yeah, I've been working out for 6 years. Never once did it give me confidence. Like I was still just as insecure as when I started. I only started getting confidence recently when I started dealing with my insecurities of those ideas of me being fat, those ideas of me being skinny, because I was both at one point. You know, or like the insecurity of me being dumb. Like I've had a lot. Like dude, I got a lot of stuff I deal with, and I've only started recently really getting true confidence is by sitting with it. Like, dude, true confidence is fucking crazy, bro. It's actually crazy. That's the other thing I realized too, that I was going to talk about in a second. I'll read these chats in a bit. I feel bad for going over them, but I feel like the words are coming out, man. I can't stop them. That's the other thing I want to talk about too was ego. And I realized I still do. It's something I struggle with, but I have a really big ego and it's bad. It's bad. It's something I've been trying to work on. But I really realized how much I compare myself to other people and it's toxic as fuck. And what I realized after this is that like you can't just compare yourself to other people to build you up without comparing yourself to other people to tear you down. It's impossible. If you built up confidence by comparing yourself to other people, you can't just ignore people that are better than you because that's what the tower is made of is comparisons. You see what I'm saying? So like you can't be in Face It Pugs and be like, oh, these guys are shit. I'm so much better than them. So much better than them. And then you get in another game and someone's better than you. It's impossible to ignore it. It's literally impossible because or if you write them off too. So like, let's say you're playing a game. This is something I realized why I would tilt. This is like the deep shit of why I would tilt. It's because I'd be in a game and I'll write off the people I'm playing against. I won't give them respect. I'll write them off. I'll be like, these guys are shit. They don't work as hard as me. And see comparisons. And then when they beat me, if I call them dumb, stupid in my head to make myself feel better, when they beat me, now I just lost to someone who's dumb and stupid. And that makes me feel even more stupid. Like that shit just comes back to bite you, bro. And it ruins you. Like that's why people say ego is flimsy. It's because when you get your sense of self and assuredness from something that's outside of you, you have no control of it. It's RNG. If you get that from comparisons, if someone comes around and compares better than you, boom, all that shit's gone. And that's what happened to me. It happens to me. It's something I still struggle with. Is comparison with my comparing myself with other people. Where it's like I'll be in a game or something. Like I'm gonna just use Counter Strike as an example. I'll be in a game. And I'll be like, oh, these guys don't work hard. These guys don't work as hard as me. They don't watch as many demos as me. I'm better than them. And then we lose them, and I get fucking tilted. So I'm like, I deserve to win that, and it's not true at all. And having these comparisons, like, it takes you out of the moment, and like not having respect for your opponent. If you just like write off what they do, then like it makes you play worse. Like, because then you're gonna accidentally like they're gonna make good moves against you, and you just wrote them off, and you're not gonna try your actual hardest against them. And like, let me give an example of this. Like, so one thing you should do, to what I learned about shame versus mistakes from like going to therapy and stuff, is that if you're struggling with shame of something, let's say you did something bad, whatever it is, instead of like being like, oh, I'm a bad person, you should say, oh, I did a bad thing. That's the difference between shame and guilt, is writing off the whole person or versus like addressing one action of the person, the results of what they did. And so shame is like, writing off your whole personality. You're shaming yourself. But that's the same. You should do the same thing for other people. So let's say you're in a game and someone does something stupid. Don't be like, this guy's a fucking idiot. You say, this guy did something stupid, because one's an action and one's writing off the whole other person's personality. And if you do this, you say this guy's a fucking idiot and he goes and beats you, then you just lost to a fucking idiot. And now you feel like even worse of an idiot. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if you accept that people can do dumb things and do smart things later, and not trash their whole identity because you think you're better than them, then it's not going to come around to bite you and make you tilt when you end up losing to them. Because, like how just like how if you make a mistake, you should be like, oh, I made a mistake versus I am a mistake. You should do the same thing for other people. Give other people the same perspective. Like, oh, that guy did something stupid, not, oh, that guy is stupid. And it prevents you from tilting. Does that make sense? It's something I realized. And then, yeah, I guess I could talk about this because this is kind of like related, but like, I guess like a big sense of like, me feeling good is like I said, it would come from comparisons. And like, dude, like the other day, my friend invited me to like come play with him and like come pug. And I was in a Discord with OC, bro, from Team Liquid. And I was like, holy shit. Like, it's fucking OC. Like, this guy is so much better than me. And like the comparisons, that shit made me nervous because I wasn't like the best anymore. Like, I wasn't the best in that Discord. So like now that whole sense of self is just shattered. That's why ego is so bad for you, bro. That's some shit I realized. Like that. And I didn't realize like how often I did it, compare myself. I realize it now because like I really like got rid of Twitter, all that stuff. I just use it for like content. And like I have a lot more time to sit with myself in silence. And I realize like how often I compare myself. And it's actually toxic as fuck. And yeah, I don't know. This is for people out there. I know it's like really spread around in Counter-Strike 2 where people are just like, oh, these guys are fucking idiots. This team is stupid. Like they write off people as a whole versus just writing off their actions. And that goes around to bite. It haunts you, bro. That shit will come around to bite you if you end up losing to them because now you just lost to idiots. Does that make sense? Some shit I realized. Let me look at the chat. I feel bad. I don't implement, read, and predictions. I poke information and make fully accurate setup and understanding. I'm not sure what you're saying. You're talking pugs or scrims because it's big on higher elo scrims, but big RNG, especially for scrim. Fuck, I feel bad because these chats are so. Protocols, the defaults, build on a whole change to heavy banana eat sales good. For free. Just building upon your conditioning and mixing up times. Yo, I could finally make it to your life. What's up? What's good, MOG Joda? Thanks for all the help, man. Really. What's going on, dude? I appreciate that, dude. Trying my best, man. Only best early round is to drop my smoke to I take acid, my insecurities take a physical form. I fight those. If you want best moves, try next time you meditate on looking for using info to create the best reactions on how to poke that. You'll get some real light bulb moments. An example would be baiting CTs to use utility on long. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. So what do you mean? You lose a lot of clutches, but I still think you are a good player. Thanks, man. Are you talking about me? Yeah, I agree, but that's not one best move. Yeah, there's a lot of people play styles. Yeah, exactly. Case when someone gets me with a stupid move, I always give them the credit. So next round, pay attention. Yeah, give them the respect, No, but you use the info from that to get the best move, like respecting and accepting. Yeah. If that's your style, bro, run with it. But I completely disagree. Have them create solutions which bring their team more space and like respecting and accepting. Yeah, exactly. You got your respect to your opponents, man. And you want to know how I realized this? Is that because like my mom, she plays chess too, and she's like pretty bad at it, and so she'll be like in a really losing position. She'll be like, Sammy, come here, like come save the position, like come help me, and I'll come sit down, and because she's playing against like really low rated players, I start going crazy. I start like picking up pieces, getting material, forking their king and shit. Like, I start doing some crazy moves. And then like the opponent is just doing dumb things. And I go, this guy's fucking stupid. I'll be like, this guy's an idiot, And then I'll say the guy's an idiot. And then the next move, he'll do something really smart. And now it's like, I built myself up saying that he was an idiot. And I got this confidence from him saying he was an idiot. But now he just did something smart. And then now it's coming back to bite me because now I'm losing to an idiot. And I'll lose. Like sometimes I'll lose those games. Like I'll blunder. I'm like, oh my God. And then I get really tilted because I'm like, I just lost to this fucking retard. I don't think I can say that. I just lost to this fucking idiot. And now that makes me feel like an idiot. It makes me feel like even more of an idiot. Like that's why ego just comes to bite you in the ass, bro. And so to solve this, okay? Because I didn't mention this. To solve the ego versus confidence, if you want to like build yourself up, anything that you identify with, make sure the identifier has nothing to do with other people. It should all be with yourself. So instead of saying I'm the best or I work the hardest, you replace that with saying I'm a hard worker or I'm a good player. I put a lot of time into this. It's something that just has to do with yourself in isolation of itself, because saying that you're a hard worker, if someone comes around who's also a hard worker, even a harder worker than you, doesn't affect your identity. If you say I'm the best worker and someone comes around who's a better worker than you, now your identity is affected. Now your ego's at stake, and and now you get tilted and you get insecure. But if you say I'm a hard worker and someone comes around who's a better worker than you, it doesn't affect you at all because you're still a hard worker. So you have to identify yourself with things that only have to do with yourself and don't have any comparisons involved within it. Saying I'm the best or I'm the tallest, strongest, handsomest, like anything with ists, anything that has underlying comparisons within it, it fucks you up, dude. Don't identify with anything that way. That's literally just ego. Only exactly, bro. Only cis dealing absolute. I made some mistakes pre-moving on chat. Dude, I like never pre-move, but I know what you're talking about. What's your rating? I think I'm like 1,000. I like barely ever play on my own account. Pretty much all the time I play chess now is just on my mom's account because she's just always just losing and she just needs my help. But yeah, I think 700. We gotta play sometime, Rob. We gotta play. I fucking love chess, man. I think I'm gonna call it here. I think this is let me see. I think this is everything I want to talk about. Okay, so I guess I could talk about this too. So like where that ego came from, of like your ego is like a defense mechanism, right? Like when people say like you're compensating, like that's like legit a thing, And I realize like a lot of where like my deep insecurities comes from is like from my childhood, and I think one big one is just like being the weakest, smallest kid in my family, always getting picked on for that. Another big insecurity is like feeling like an idiot because I have ADHD and like I would forget to do things. I wouldn't forget, I just wouldn't notice, but I would just I think I'm like so forgetful and dumb, and I like kind of internalize all these things. And pretty much like where ego comes from is like you were yourself at one point and then yourself wasn't enough or you got made fun of. So now like you're down here, and in order to get back up, you have to compensate with something versus just realizing that you were never down here to begin with. Like you're still up here. It's just that your beliefs made you think you're down here. So you end up compensating with like ego or flashy things, jewelry, all that shit, bro. And it's like that's why people say you're compensating. And that's why I realized like a lot of my insecurity comes from is like my childhood and just feeling like an idiot, and I just literally thought I was like actually like disabled. Like that, I swear to God, bro. Like that's like one of my biggest insecurities. I thought I was like disabled. Like I was like a dumbass. I don't know. And that's I could talk about why, but it's because I had like OCD and stuff, and I would always like get made fun of for like freaking out over small shit, and I'd start crying if someone's like in a rocking chair, like some weird shit. I don't know. Something's wrong with my brain, And I just like I didn't know what was wrong with me, and I'm getting in trouble for this stuff because I'm like freaking out because over small things, getting all this anger and stuff. I had a lot of like pent up anger, and yeah, I get in trouble for this stuff. I'm like, wow, something's wrong with me. I'm an idiot. I'm a dumbass. I'm messed up. I'm disabled. Like I literally thought I was disabled, bro. That shit still lingers. Like that's something I'm still trying to deal with. But I had these like deep insecurities that come from like my childhood. And addressing those is where I actually get the confidence from, and actually getting rid of the ego, because that shit will come back to bite you. That's what I'm saying, bro. Mastering the mind, that's how you master the game. Because there's so many things that you don't realize in your mind that's fucking you up when you're playing. Ego, that's why you're tilting, some shit for me. Like, does that make sense? That's why you get nervous around better players, like shit like that. So hopefully that makes sense. Long ramble, 12:20. I'm probably gonna call it here. Any tips on getting in the flow state? Yeah. Best thing I found is to like work on your mental health. Swear to God. Like when I say like, I think I made a video about that before, but it's like put time into like getting efficient practice. The best way to do that is to fix your mental health, meditate, sit with yourself, introspect. When you clear out all the like the fog in your mind, all the anxieties, then you can just focus on the game. It's really hard to focus on just the game if you were stressed out about what you said to a girl earlier or something, or if you're insecure about like you're just feeling fat, you're feeling skinny, whatever it is, insecurities, anxiety, depression. If your mind's clogged with all this stuff that you're dealing with, how are you gonna expect to focus on the game? Like to really focus on it, you gotta work on this stuff to clear out your mind, get a nice clear fog-free mind. That's what I found works the best. Meditation is key, bro. That shit helps a lot. But introspecting also helps a lot too. All this shit's essential. Working out, getting enough water, getting your diet correct. Like you got to get all the fundamentals in order first before you can really like question flow state issues. Like if you got your diet in check, sleep in check, water intake in check, work like physical activity in check, mental health in check, and you're still struggling to get the flow state. All right, then we could like maybe go to therapist. Or I don't know. Like you gotta get the fundamentals in check first. And I feel like a lot of people they struggle entering the flow state because they don't got the fundamentals down. You know? Yeah, meditation too, big fundamental of flow state. All that stuff is what I found works the best. Where I'm able to like, actually sit down and have a clear head when I'm playing, practicing, demo reviewing, aim training, all that stuff. That's what I notice. So I think I'm gonna call it here though. 12:21. My back's hurting. Yo, appreciate the follow, Sploosh. Oh, you just want to ask a question. But yeah, that's what I noticed. I feel like that people don't talk about this stuff though in the whole esports scene. It's always just grind the game, and I'm here to be the voice against that. I think it comes from like all that TikTok shit. People like grind hustle culture, and that got mixed in with esports, and people just that's what happened with me. You know, I see all those hustle culture TikToks and shit like that, and I'm like, oh, I gotta do that if I wanna be a normal person. You know, if I wanna be worthy enough, I gotta hustle, and that's just not true. So, all right, I'm gonna call it here, bro. I'm go spend some time with my mom, watch some TV or something, and then go to bed. So